Alright, this is Oracle of Ages Archipelago Randomizer. We're going to be doing the usual, randomizing pretty much everything and seeing how it goes. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so I'm excited. Like, we've done parts of it during, like, the Zelda challenge runs, but we really didn't make a big dent in them. The last realistic one that we did, I think, was over the summer, like, by itself. We also did, you know, the combos. But either way, it's been a while, and I'm excited to get back into it. Starting off with a switch hook and a shovel. Interesting combination. Okay. I'm immediately buying that. That's not gonna work. Yeah, I just want to get the tuning nut here, just to have it. Our starting item is okay. Alright, flippers. Alright. I am going to immediately utilize those flippers. Because we can quickly come right over here. And get a feather. That was a very good trade-off. Alright, we need 5 essences, no slates. Okay. Pretty decent start. Having early feather is really good. We also have access to a dungeon right away. I'm not sure which dungeon we're going to want to go in, or like if we can really do much in any dungeon. Maybe dungeon 1. I guess 2 we can do a little bit in. It's Jabu. Cool. Guess we can't do anything. Nothing interesting there. So the Black Tower is going to be the way to go. I can get to the shore as well. So there may be like an item there, potentially. Yeah, there's going to be an item there. And it's our bracelet. I feel like this route is just kind of working out pretty well for us. We're gonna go through like the entirety of Deku Forest, obviously. Okay. There's our way to harvest seeds. So if we get a seed satchel or seed shooter, we can harvest seeds. And that might very well be the thing we have to do, because we're getting nothing. Give me something right here. Yep. As predicted. Let's go punch. Some ember seeds, okay. I kind of figured that would be the case. But before I go anywhere with the ember seeds, I'm gonna go run back over to Ambi's Palace and get the seed tree there. Maybe we get mystery seeds and get lucky. We did get mystery seeds there. Perfect. I'm just gonna do it this way. Just grab one and then turn it in immediately. Got me a boomerang. Okay. Alright, let's go check the dungeon. Oh, actually, while I'm here, this is actually really good for me because I forgot to grab one item check with the ember seeds. It's a ring. It's the red ring. So once we get a sword, that's going to be a very valuable ring to have. Okay. I mean, I think I can make a little bit of progress here. It's not... I don't know if this is logical progress, but it's progress. Right? Yeah, because that's a switch. And with the boomerang, I can technically go further through here. I don't want to. Not yet. Alright, there's one more check I'm gonna grab, and then I'm leaving. Alright, now let's go over to the graveyard. Because this is where I'm pretty sure our progression is. Actually, I think I'm more than pretty sure. There has to be progression here. Okay, that's interesting because that gets me access to Tingle. And I have 3 seed types, so we can get both Tingle items. So we'll probably end up doing Tingled right after this. Alright, there's our first tune. What do we have over here? And the other tuning app. Okay. You're at the final boss of Metroid Prime 4 and you have opinions on the game. Honestly, I forgot it even came out. I'll have to play it at some point, but not in a rush. I don't think I ever finished Prime 3. I know I played Prime 1 and 2. I don't remember if I finished 3. I know I started it, at the very least. It doesn't feel real. Ooh, I'd like that. I definitely like that. So we have access to Jabu. We have access to all this stuff here. I don't know if I want to go into the dungeon yet. Probably not. I want to probably clean out a lot of the overworld stuff. You don't need prior knowledge to get into Prime 4, but it definitely does help a lot if you have it. That sounds fair. Alright, let's check the dungeon. Ooh, that's no dungeon. That's a road. And we can go all the way through. This is interesting because we actually got access to the Maku Tree without doing Ambi's Palace. An early letter of introduction, too. Yeah. I'll get the item. We'll go back to the past. Oh, actually, there's a lot of things. A lot of things we can do here. Yeah, it's very rare to actually have to do that fight and that whole sequence. Yeah, let's head over to Rolling Ridge. Have some fun. We can actually do a decent chunk here even without Tune of Currents. If we get Tune of Currents, we can even do even more stuff. We're good. Yeah, we're good on money right now. I don't know if I have max Ember Seeds. I don't think I do. Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to waste a bunch of bombs here anyway. And I don't think I have access to Treasure Seeking Goron anyway. Without, Tune of Currents. Well, the Satchel is good. We're good on Ember Seeds for sure. I just have to... Gonna have to get more bombs. Is this cross items? No, Ages does not have cross items enabled. Ages is still in currently development flux. There's still a lot of things that need to be implemented. Before we even think about cross items. But to do all that, someone's got to take up the mantle of maintaining the world. Ow. Fine. You shall all die. I'm just gonna put this in position now, even though I can't do anything with it. Oh, you know what? We can get into Jabu, can't we? I don't have the long switch, so I'm not too interested in going into Jabu. But we can do a little bit in there. The front 3 checks usually don't have much, but might as well check them. Oh, wait, I don't have much. I guess that does count as an underwater fighting implement. Right? Yeah, I can punch underwater. Though logically, I'm not supposed to be using the fist ring for combat. But I will. Because I'm a punchin' mermaid. Seeing this game after playing Prime 4, Nintendo just doesn't make their games how they used to. Well, considering Capcom made this, I mean, yeah. There's not as much love put into the games, I would think. It's all just to make a quick buck. I mean, you could probably say the same for any corporation. Like, every single corporation under the sun is gonna do their business. It is what it is. But you know, they are still pumping out some good Zelda games, like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Echoes of Wisdom, all really solid games. It just doesn't have the same charm in certain circumstances. Echoes of Wisdom definitely tried to pull the charm off, but it was still very different. No seedling, right? No. You wish they delayed it until Switch 2 launch? Actually, yes. I bet it runs so much better on Switch 2. I haven't even thought about trying that. Oh, there you are. There you are. There's a lot of games I haven't even, like, tried playing on Switch 2 yet. But the ones that I have, like, there's a noticeable increase in quality. Or, I guess in the sake of Pokemon, decrease in quality. It completely ruined the way I used to do the outbreak farming for shinies. You get so many more Pokemon, it's true. But, like, some things just don't feel right. Because things just don't despawn as much, so like, you have a million Pokemon on screen, but you can't get them off screen. Alright, I have like 100 million things that I can be doing right now. I just want to go to Symmetry. I think going to Symmetry makes the most sense. We have a dungeon there. We have a new seed type there. It would be Dimitri. See if I remember the spots. You want to see oracles in the Link's Awakening Echoes of Wisdom's art style? Have to sell it as a dual pack. Yeah, I think it would be great. Rather see it in the Link Between Worlds style. That could work too. I mean, I get it no matter what art style it is. But you know what would be interesting? Doing like a hybrid between the two as like a bridge, because it's all the same link between Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, and the Oracles. So if you do like a hybrid art style to get in between, that could be really interesting to think about. Oh yeah, I don't remember what happens if I start this quest and then place. I guess we'll find out. I don't remember if I have to restart it or not. I know if I do it in the other order, I actually have to leave the room and come back in. Oh no, this works out perfectly. Okay. Why does Link look weird? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's Link? Yeah, he's just a little guy. Nice rope. Nice rope. Do I want... No, I don't want to do anything. I just want to go in the dungeon, see what it is. We'll probably end up doing everything else at some point. Yeah, that's what I figured. We just do the dungeon. One of the few dungeons that we don't need a sword, where we're going. What? I guess in theory I still need some kind of weapon. Because technically the switch hook is not enough. But I do have switch hook bombs. I do have boomerang bombs. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it. In the book, it said those were spiders. No, keys are bats. They have been since Zelda 1. Get back here! It was a Scholastic chapter choose your own adventure book based on the Oracle games. So clearly it's not officially licensed, probably. Or they didn't proofread it. Stink bag. Okay. I'll take it. Next time we're on the island, we can utilize that. Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't be using P's ring if I had the boomerang, so not really that great. But I wouldn't be doing any of that anyway, because key shenanigans. We barely ever get to do the entirety of D5. Alright, so we're still missing a key. There's a small key. We're missing boss key. Alright, you guys are going to disappear. Okay. I don't have any of the trades yet, so it doesn't matter. This is going to be Vanilla Boss Key. That was a little strange. Only one heart drop on there. Usually, like, every single one of them drops a heart. It's not gonna matter because we're getting a fairy right here anyway. If the fairy will cooperate, hello. So I feel like Rolling Ridge is probably the best place to go back to. Ooh, I messed up. But I think that was the last hit. Yeah, that was the last hit. I should probably do this while I'm here, honestly. I don't wanna... What? I think it works out the best. Because I can do everything here except for the sword repair. Which basically means we can do almost everything here. So we're probably not going to have to return if I just do it now. Oh, I got Graveyard Key, didn't I? That is actually the next best thing to do. Because that's a new dungeon. And one that I can probably make progress in. Yeah, I think the only dungeon I can't make significant progress in is D8. Everything else I can at least get like a check or two. D8's that annoying dungeon where I have to have Seed Shooter and Cane and Switch Hook in order to get anything. And out of those, we only have one. So, not very good odds to make progress there. Still trying to think of what the best thing for me to use to push these guys in. Might be Boomerang. It might be Switch Hook. Oh yeah, Boomerang. Boomerang works decently. Maybe not. If I don't get behind it, I think it works. Switch Hook might be better. Or Shield Bump. Shield Bump actually might be really good. Maybe not. I know normally you want the sword for this, so... There we go. That's the way to do it. Just gotta go straight. Nice gasha seed. Cool. What's my favorite 3D Zelda? Ocarina of Time. Oh yeah, we can see what's in the shop here too. Cool. I wonder if that toss ring actually matters. It might not. It probably doesn't. But we don't have a Seed Shooter. So I'm grabbing it. I mean, we have Boomerang, so I think it probably doesn't matter. And we have Pegasus and Feather. Everything that I could think of the toss ring being useful for is covered by those. Yeah, Ocarina of Time has some great movement and glitches, and just overall is a great experience. Even to this day. Your friend as a kid had a version of the Oracle games that had the flute able to call all 3 animals. That's pretty cool. Though it's not very useful. I'm kind of curious how you would do the one area that changes. But if you had the ability to call all of them at the, I don't think it would work that way. Majora's Mask is a great game too. I just got very stressed out by the timer. Though once you realize that you can just go back in time as many times as you want, it's okay. And then also, you know, the timer kind of throws you off because you have to wait for certain times and stuff. They've remedied that in the 3D remake, where you can actually play the Song of Double Time and pick what time you want to go to. Like, having to do the entire Anju and Cafe quest was a thing. Yeah, the emotion of all the people is very, very solid in Majora's Mask. Like, Majora's definitely focuses heavily on the characters and their interactions and their lives, while Ocarina of Time is mostly all about just going on a grand journey across the land and dungeon diving. One of these days, we're gonna hit one of these guys. There we go, finally. Got ya. I got you this time. Oh, hello, sword. It's nice to actually have a sword for combat now. No, oh, you know what? We can equip the red ring because we don't need the fist ring anymore. I like how we get a regular sword and then we get a broken sword. Game's telling me not to use a sword. Okay, I was about to say, like, if Bosky's not there, we're gonna have a hard time finishing this, but it was there. So actually, after this, we could probably go back and finish 4. The main reason I was holding off on 4 was just because we didn't have a sword for fighting the mini-boss. I can also go back and clean up the back of this area real quick. There's still a couple checks left in here. Oh, I realize I have access to the other shop too, so I should probably check that out. I have access to the other shop. I also have access to the shooting gallery. I also have access to Western Rolling Ridge. Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do. Let's see what the shop has first. Okay. Dungeon access and a nice sword. Gladly take those. It's going to work out pretty well because we're going to head up to Rolling Ridge. You didn't realize there was a pattern with only blues and 2 angels? That's why the town shooting gallery is a little bit easier. It's the warm-up for the Goron. Because you're supposed to do that like super early on. Because you have access to it right at the start of the game, basically. Yeah, if you do it at a specific time, it gets you a flute. You have to do it after you return from Dungeon 3. So you either play the game, and you get the Ricky flute. You buy from the shop, you get the Dimitri flute. Or you continue playing through normally, and you get the Moosh flute. But you have to do all of that at the specific time, right after you return from Dungeon 3, from the island. Yeah, the game froze up there for a second. I was concerned. But thankfully it didn't. Okay, game, where are... My Gale Seeds are gonna be either Scent Seedling locked or Zora. Yes, save often. Saving. Alright, so we'll probably end up checking out the new dungeon. Then after that, I could go to 4. Finish up 4. Four is still technically out of logic, because I don't have a seed shooter. But, you know, I don't really care. It's a doable dungeon. We have a boomerang. It's good enough for me. Or I could do some more stuff here on Rolling Ridge. That's also a possibility. Yeah, we'll do some more stuff in Rolling Ridge. Because now that we have Tuna Currents coming up here, we can do a bunch of stuff. Oh wait, I should probably save before I even think about going in there. I don't have... Oh, I don't have enough bombs. Okay. Never mind. I feel like that's usually the case. I never have enough bombs. I will gladly take a new sword, thank you very much. Let's see what the second item is. Second item is... dumbbell. Okay. I'll take it as well. That could very well be something. Oh, I didn't do that stuff, did I? Because I didn't have access to The present upper caves. Yeah, I gotta do those. I'll do that before I leave. Actually, probably worth going down here, and then doing it. Alright, fine. Not gonna do it that way. I'll do it this way. No Goronade. There's a Master Sword? Alright, we're just gonna demolish anything we run across, so we're fine. We are more than fine. There's realistically not a ton of places left. Ambi's Palace is on the table. Well, that changes everything. I guess we're going back to 4. Because now it's logical. It is absolutely logical to do Dungeon 4 now. Anything under the doormat? No. With the Master Sword and the Red Ring, your enemies won't know what hit them. Yeah, absolutely. They literally won't know, because they'll die before they even hit the floor. And actually, I'm going to take a quick pit stop here, because I can turn in the tasty beet along the way. Maybe this will get me something. Nope. It was worth a shot. Alright, let's go. Hey, what's going on, DG? Yeah, it's going so well, so far. Can't complain too much. Obviously, like, there are still some things. But we have a Master Sword with Red Ring. And this will be our 3rd dungeon completion, so... We're working pretty well. Did he get stuck? He got stuck! He got stuck behind a rock in a hard place. Except the rock is a rolling block, and the hard place is a sign. Third out of 5. We have 5 dungeons to complete today. We are kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of what's available, but I'm sure once we find the one thing that's holding us hostage, it's gonna open right back up again. Like, either we find Ages, or we find... Maybe level 2 Switch Hook would be a good one. Or Cane. There's a handful of things that could be very useful. Clearly, Ages does the most right now, but a couple of those other items will get us more dungeon clears. And dungeon clears are good. Yeah, I figured that was gonna just be an instant kill. Big rupee. We don't need rupees for anything anymore, but now it's pretty safe to say that anything that we could have bought is in logic. I don't think we bought too much. We bought the broken Toonie Nut, which was nothing. Can't wait for Aegis cross items and Cape Annihilate. Yeah. That is the one saving grace. But then again, once you have Cape access, almost 99% of seeds is going to require Cape to get through here. Almost every single cross item seed requires Cape to get through this dungeon. There's no going through it normally. Once you open Pandora's box, you can't shut it. But it's also nice to have alternate methods for shooting seeds. Like having the slingshot, having the hyper slingshot in the item pool. Like those are very valuable. Because obviously seed shooter is the only item in the item pool that shoots seeds. And if you can't find the seed shooter, there's a lot of things that get locked out. Having hyper slingshot for whatchamacallit, getting into Dungeon 8 is very good. It gives you like more possibilities. I mean, it's already in the base rando, the logic for hyper slingshot. There's not much that it really adds. Like the D3 torches check, entering D8. D6 present switch. I don't know, I can't think of anything else. There might be like one or two more things. But really, the star of the show is the magnet gloves. It totally does so much. Alright, where do I want to go next? Yeah, magnet gloves and ages. Definitely not just a meme. Yeah, with Stu's changes, it's not completely useless, but still not great. It does help you possibly do D7 with the level 1 switch hook, which is interesting. But other than that, not really too much interesting about it. That makes sense. They give you the bombs in the vanilla game, so having a room with bombs makes sense. It would be nice if this fight wasn't just hard scripted to be 3 hits. And like, if you actually had a higher damage output, you could kill it faster. You know, it's an old video game, but you think it's really funny how the guards stop chasing you after one room. Yeah. I mean, clearly there's probably some limitations to that. It would have been actually scary if they continued chasing you throughout the entire castle. Or alerted the other guards, so every room you go into, they're on high alert. Yeah, you can punch her 3 times. There's really not much left, is there? Yeah, I guess it does buff the fist ring there. That's true. Alright, I think we actually have to go into the sword. I either have to do the sword, or I have to do the treasure-seeking Goron. Either way, it's a pain in the butt right now, because they're on complete opposite sides of the map. I guess in theory, treasure seeking is faster. Not just in theory, but it's definitely faster. Yeah, and gales just don't exist. So I have to travel the entire map if I want to go and do anything. Oh, I have the dumbbell too. That makes going to symmetry a little bit more interesting. But still not great. Alright, what do you have for me, my dude? It was the cane! Okay, I guess we're going to D8. Where was D8? It was... okay. It's actually not a terrible spot either. And we still don't have the power glove either, so even just doing all of this isn't gonna mean we're gonna be able to beat the dungeon. But yeah, now we're in a situation where I think no matter what dungeons we find, they're clearable. Obviously, like, if we find D6 present, that's not great. Because there's no boss in that dungeon, but... anything else we find. I'm still kind of annoyed that the treasure-seeking Goron had the cane. Mostly because, you know, I lose 20 Ember Seeds and 20 bombs. The blue ring. Which is interesting because you get blue ring right outside this dungeon. in the vanilla game. I think we're actually in a good position right now to be able to continue into the bottom floor. Also, it's been a long time since I've done this puzzle, but I think I remember the idea. Yeah. Forget how many checks are available without the power glove here. I want to say it's just 2. It's either 2 or 3. I think it's 3 if you have a key. Not that kind of key. But that kind of power glove. Okay, game. Really? I guess we're beating this dungeon. Odds are probably pretty bad if we get the key here, but... Oh wait, I can't... I don't think I can even. Yeah, I can't even go that way if I wanted to because of the key. Very nice. What's going on, Ant? No, it hasn't been updated. I just want to play it again because it's been a while. Alright, there's the key. So we're still not in the home stretch yet. I do need either the level 2 switch hook or access to a new dungeon. Yeah, it would be nice to someday have the same features in both games. It would make it less annoying to go back and forth between them. Like, especially if you put them both in the same multi-world, then you can have very similar sets of settings. Instead of one having way more options and one having very bare bones. Alright, so I have 2 more checks left, then boss. Oh, actually, I could go this way. Because if I come back around, I end up on the other side. So then I can drop down over here to get this item. This item that I could not have gotten earlier. Which happens to be Tune of Ages. Okay, game. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But that still doesn't help me. It helps in the sense that I can go to a new area, but in terms of completion, we're not there yet. I mean, clearly we'll probably find something in Zora. But there's still a possibility that the item I want to find is not there, and it's on the broken sword. Well then, that might be GG. Depends on which dungeon we find. 1, 5, or past D6 could just be GG. past D6 also has the possibility of not having the boss key. So that's like the one I want to see the least. Present D6 is definitely the worst one because it does not have a boss no matter what. So we will absolutely have to find a new dungeon. Or we just find the level 2 switch hook, we do D7 and get out of here. Oh, and this... Yes! We got Gale Seeds. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. I appreciate that so much. Of course, at this point, I'm probably not even going to use any Gale Seeds. There's a very real possibility that it doesn't even matter. I am just gonna go open the dungeon and see what it is, and then I'll collect stuff. I feel like that's the best way of just doing this. Maybe I'll open the library. Just peek my head in here. Cool. Don't care. No book list today. Actually makes more sense to just grab everything now. Goronade. Probably not needed, but you never know. Eyeball! Now that is almost assuredly GG. Rock brisket? Okay. Alright, what do we got? It's 5. Alright, this is a good one. It's a good dungeon. Usually pretty quick. We literally just need to find the boss key. And there it is. Alright, we're good. That's probably one of the shortest possible Go mode dungeons. In fact, that probably is the absolute fastest Go mode dungeon. Even D7, like, you have to do a little bit before reaching the boss. Same with D1. D1, like, you can go really fast, but you still have to go through a couple things. This dungeon, literally, the boss door is available from the start. So it really just comes down to, can you get the boss key fast enough? It's not really worth it, but whatever. Alright, let's go. I think I have enough Pegasus seeds. I might run out. Never lucky. I am never lucky. Alright, this fight should be very, very difficult. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive this. Yay, all the teleports. Alright, phase 2. And she's dead. Oh, I love it. Master Sword Red Ring is just way too strong for this game. Yeah, that was a phase. Alright, we still got Twin Rova. Twin Rova might be a thing. Honestly, with our power, it might not matter. One. Two. Oh man. I thought we were gonna have a perfect phase 1. And now we're gonna be here for 20 minutes. The last hit's gonna take forever. There we go. Spin attack might just... Yeah. Yeah. It does. Yeah, this is fun. I like being powerful. Oh, you can manip phase 1. I just have to learn it. There is already a manip. I just never bothered. Mostly because it's more fun to run around and not know what I'm doing. And to just, like, go through the motions. I don't even know how many this is gonna take. Yeah, like 5 spins. It's not fair. It's not fair. Clearly, this was a victory lap, because Master Sword Red Ring is a deadly combo. The fact that you can just dominate Twin Rova with 1 spin tells you everything that you need to know. The way you can just dominate Varen with 1 spin. The way Ganon goes down in 5 spins. It's too much power. But you know, if you find everything that you need for it, you need to find all 3 swords plus Red Ring. I think you deserve a little break once in a while. But yeah, thanks for the GGs, everyone. Appreciate it. The seed was interesting. The fact that we had to go into D8 to get the Power Glove, to use the Power Glove to get Tune of Ages, so that we can come out to Zora for our last dungeon, was something. And the fact that the cane was on treasure-seeking Goron. The bane of my existence. Yeah, Ganon's got a lot of HP. It's what, probably... I would say it's probably 100? 100 HP? Because, Red Ring spin from a Master Sword does 20. I never really counted how many spins it takes for some of the other equipment, so it's got to be between 80 and 100. I would guess 100 is the most reasonable. Nice round number. Yeah, 81 in 100 because he didn't die on 4 spins. But yeah, aside from that little chain at the end, the seed was relatively tame. Um, Early fist ring was nice because we didn't have a sword, so we were able to utilize that for a little bit. But really, it just came down to checking like one of the last possible things. And one of the ones that's super annoying because if you happen to show up with 19 bombs or 19 ember seeds, good luck. You're gonna have to go get more and come back. And we didn't have gale seeds until the very end. So we had to walk across the entire map multiple times to get every last check. But still, 2 hours, 5 minutes, 23 seconds. Not bad for 5 dungeons. And it felt nice. Felt nice to be back and playing Ages again. Ages is always a fun time. Both Oracle games are. But it's been such a long time that, you know, it was nice to play through a lot of these dungeons again. And if you guys enjoyed this Oracle of Ages Archipelago Randomizer, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all next time.